Yeah.
Alright, what do I need to grab?
Yeah.
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 Alright. Welcome to the second full day of eating. Things are a little bit different. And not just because we're in the middle of quarantine, but changed a few things with my diet, and I'm actually tracking this time. So I kind of want to break things down, at least like how I'm doing it. 'Cause I don't know, I'm just a little more particular with things, and I'm seeing better results from it. So I figured, you know what, be a good time to. But that's just how this video is gonna start, isn't it? But no, it's yeah, just want to take you guys through like the tracking, because when I do it, it's beneficial. There's some little tricks to make it go smoother so you don't go insane counting every little macro. But every day starts with breakfast, which is pretty much the same, but a little bit, I don't know, more focused on the essentials, I guess. Usual, man. 1 egg at a time. So I only do 2 whole eggs every morning, because that's just a lot of fats and cholesterol if you do 6 whole eggs. But I want to get the protein in instead of the yolk's just primarily protein, not the yolk. The white is primarily protein. There's a little bit of protein in the yolk, but a lot of fat. So that means you gotta separate it, but it's still cheap, man. Like overall, I really don't spend too much on the diet. The most expensive are the meats. You'll see a little bit later. But things like eggs and oats are really, really good because they're simple, easy to make, and they're relatively cheap. You know, you get a thing of oats for like $4, $3. You know, a carton of eggs like this is like $2, and that's gonna last you, well, the eggs, you know, half a week. But if you get 2 of these, that's like $4. Last you a week. 1 of these is gonna last you at least a couple weeks. So there's, I mean, the 2 main ingredients in your breakfast for under $10 for at least a week. So that, you know, price-wise, it's pretty good. We got the pan going. Like that. Look at that time. You see that timing? You see that timing? It's like I do it every day, man.
Clockwork.
Yeah, it's like I do it every day. All right. A little bit of butter. Just a little bit of saturated fat. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. I'm testing it out. Oh, this is my favorite part right here, man. So because I'm tracking, I actually have to measure it out. So I do a half a serving of this, which is 1 tablespoon. I try to go under, so just give myself a little bit of room. You know, so we'll call that roughly a tablespoon, yeah, you know. And put that in. And then the chocolate chips, so this dark chocolate over here. Fill that guy up. Sprinkle it on. This is the part I want to show you guys too, this part right here. So how I actually track it. I use this little app here called MyFitnessPal. This is not a sponsored advertisement, whatever. It's just chill. I like it. It's free. You can download it. But what's sick is like, so I eat the same breakfast every day. Like, yeah, I could go in and add the chocolate chips, the peanut butter, the oats, the eggs, everything individually. But typically, you know, when I start my day, it's easy because I'm eating the same thing. So I go to meals and I have it saved. So like, I could put in yesterday's breakfast, or just this breakfast in general I have saved, which, you know, I already put in the amount of oatmeal I use, the chocolate chips, the peanut butter, the 4 egg whites, the 2 eggs. And I tracked those individually at one point, but now I just have it as a meal save. So it's the same thing. It just makes it that much more convenient. And then if I want to add anything, I can. But I like this, so I'll kind of show you guys how I track everything through it. You can just look at the totals right now. So call that 600 calories, 56 carbs, 27 fat and then 37 protein. Make sure, yeah. And it even tells you your sugars too. So right now I'm at 12 grams of sugar, probably because of the chocolate chips and the peanut butter. But it's a good little tool. Give you the rundown real quick. Number 1, probiotic, digestive health. Number 2, multivitamin. It could be a myth. It could help. I don't know. I take it. I feel pretty good. The zinc, I'm actually not taking it today. I take it every other day, but that's good, really good for immune health. At least it's supposed to be. D3 is really important. Been taking 2 of these. One is 1,000 IUs. They say, like, I don't know, live in Ohio where it's pretty cloudy, which they say most of the population is definitely vitamin D deficient. So, you know, I'm hoping that helps compensate for that. Say it, man. Spirulina. I mean, if you search it on Google, there's a lot of things will come up and say it's, you know, beneficial for this, and this. The last thing I read is that it's not FDA regulated, so they can't. There's no like official say like it'll help with this or this. But from what I know, there's no terrible side effects. So I wanted to try it out. I've been taking it for I think a couple months now, like a month or 2. I can't tell you I notice any difference, but it's a good peace of mind. So I don't know, you know, there's the possible benefits are make it worth taking, and if it's placebo, then I'll probably still take it. So out of the microwave, pretty cooked. Add a little bit of salt. I would love to do legs and biceps, you know, because I'm not on my normal schedule as much because this whole quarantine thing's going on. Don't have the gyms open, so. Alright, so that's a warm up. Heart rate's up just a little bit. It's pretty simple, but it works. Honestly, it's kind of like walking a Stairmaster. I'm actually out of breath just a little bit. Did that for like 5 minutes or so. Try and keep it dynamic, even though we don't have much space. Definitely tight from sitting a lot, man. So my main focus today is just on 2 things. Really just calves and hamstrings, that's it. I could do more squats and stuff, but I'm just been not trying to train my glutes intentionally and not hit them too much. So they're getting hit doing other things during the week. Oh, man. Not as high off the ground, you know? It's a lot more flat. Because normally I can just tuck my feet under and then curl it up, but this dumbbell is so flat, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. That good? Yeah, there you go. You good? Yeah, good stuff, thank you. Alright, so the workout's done, which means it's time to get in some post-workout. I didn't end up training any biceps, just want to get the leg day done, and Ken actually has somewhere to be, so cut it short. I'm going to hit upper body session tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to get him in. But first things first, gotta get some protein down. So, which I guess brings up the topic of supplements. Yeah, they're great. I like them, especially this one right here. This is my favorite. Creatine, best bang for the buck by far. I usually throw it in with some protein. And I mentioned it before. I didn't make it as clear in the other full day eating video. But when it comes to your nutrition in general, all these supplements, obviously these are Evan's here with Optimum and mine up here with EHP and Bless, which is the same company. I know there's some confusion. I mean, real food's where it's at. So I like to get in the shake usually right after my workout, but it's mainly to get in the creatine. So it just goes down a little bit smoother. I've been really liking the plant-based way. So we're fortunate we get, both Evan and I get, where the hell is my shaker bottle? I'm losing my mind. Alright, it's nice to be able to get in the supplements and all the flavors and stuff, and it's cool, the pre-workouts. But when it comes down to it, I'm pretty simple. I like a good pre-workout, which you guys saw me take. I took the Oxy Shred, really the creatine and a solid protein, and that's it. Those are my essentials, and that's still a nice bonus because the rest really comes down to food. Some almond milk, low calorie. This Blessed protein is pretty good. Probably my second favorite flavor. This is the what do you call it? S'mores. With the creatine. Let's get some real food cooking. Timer for 16 minutes.
Okay, 16 minutes and counting.
Yeah, that looks pretty mean. Sometimes I'll add a little salt, but I had a little salt pre-workout, so just the ground turkey, which is a lean 93.7, low fat, some plain basmati rice. You saw me cook that up. I throw in a little bit of lettuce, and then this guy. What I've been doing is getting like actual salsa from Mexican restaurants. It's about the same price as getting it from the store, but the quality is a lot better, and I think it's fresh. At least they tell me it's fresh. So add a little bit of that on top. I kind of approximate like 4 or 5 ounces of the turkey. I just track it as 4. So I kind of underestimate my protein because I'm not watching my calories strictly. I'm fine with that, and it makes sure I get in enough protein. I'm not, kind of like highballing my protein and not getting enough. So if anything, I'm going over for the day, which is good. And the carbs, you guys saw me measure that out. Tip with the rice, like if you're gonna track it in an app or something, make sure you're tracking what you're actually measuring. So this rice is a lot different. It'd be a lot of carbs if I had a cup of uncooked rice. Actually, that whole pot I just cooked is a cup of uncooked. But a cup of cooked is like, I think 70, 80 carbs. I have it tracked in. 100% water, man. Do I drink a gallon a day? Probably not. But do I drink a good amount of water? I would say so. Yeah, that's really it. I'll probably catch you guys in another 2 hours. It's almost 2 now because things kind of dragged out with filming, but yeah, get another meal in around 4. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Sticking to food. I really did think about doing that vending machine. I really thought about it, but honestly, I don't get cravings bad. Like every now and then, if I really want something, I'll get a little protein bar, but I don't have any on deck. So to the next meal, dinner. This was a good one. So I take these little chicken tenders. I already made them yesterday. I cook them in the oven. Just like they're basic chicken tenders, $3.75. I think like 18-20 minutes. Overcook it just a little bit, just to make sure, because I really don't want to get sick at all. I throw this seasoning on, which is real dang good. This guy right here. Hopefully it focuses. Perfect pinch. Salad Supreme. It's good. It's weird. You wouldn't think it's like salad seasoning. You wouldn't think it'd be good on chicken, but it's phenomenal if you oven roast it. These are my favorite little addition to the diet. This is the one thing that's kind of extra that, like for a pack of these, which is I think 10. If it says, maybe I ripped it off. Pretty sure it's 10. No, 8. So 8 tortillas is like $5. So, you know, just over 50 cents a tortilla. That's kind of pricey, but it's good because it's low carb. It's mostly just fiber. I think net carbs on this for one tortilla is 4 grams of carbs. I usually have 2. That's 8 grams of carbs. It's like nothing. And this meal I'm gonna do low carb, even though I got the rice still sitting here. Mainly with this whole quarantine, I've been keeping my carbs kind of lower because I'm just not moving around, burning them as much. So meals like this go a long way that are low carb. Let's get to cooking. A little bit of oil on it, just so it doesn't stick. And then we're gonna snack on these. So I'm gonna go half a pack of blueberries, which is 80 and 90 grams. Yeah, look at that, y'all. You hear that? It's a crisp blueberry right there. That's the biggest thing, is like making a diet you enjoy, and then on top of that, like preparing for that. So if I didn't have any food prepared, or like nothing prepared at least to cook, it'd be way easier just to order something, or, you know, get a snack from the vending machine because I'm not eating anything. So as long as I have food, you know, some of it cooked and some of it ready to cook, it keeps me more honest, because I'm like, yo, I already went to the grocery store, paid the money to buy the food, the chicken, the tortillas, whatever. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I might as well eat what I already paid for, you know. So a little bit of cheese. So I like to measure this guy out. It's easy to overdo with the cheese. So I got 1/4 of a cup. Here's 1 serving. What I did is I just kind of folded these over, and then they'll flip too. So get that side. Oh my goodness, cheesy. That's not a good piece. That's a better piece right there. Yeah, I probably could eat some more vegetables. I got some fruit in. I try to do something, you know, some micronutrients in the sweet potato, micronutrients in the blueberries. I do eat spinach here and there. That's probably like the easiest vegetable I can get down. Asparagus is really good. Broccoli is really good. I'm really myself. I just don't like cooking vegetables. Like, I keep these, but I'll probably have these for like 2 months, for real. I actually use it for an ice pack more than a vegetable. But hey, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm a real human. I try. I make a conscious effort to eat my veggies here and there, but more often than not, I get like a little can of spinach. Where is it? Yeah, that guy. Minus the label because it looks cool. Yeah, so I eat my little cans of spinach, and I kind of get cravings for them. Like, sometimes I'll just kind of crave some vegetables, so I'll just get a little can of spinach and then, you know, knock it down real quick. Soup is done, but what I did is added a little bit of like pre-made like rotisserie chicken you can get from the grocery store, which is pretty much just straight protein, just a little bit of fat. So half a package of that was like 6 ounces. Chuck it in the soup, especially during this quarantine. It is damn good. Gotta throw it in and track it. There it is. This should be pulled rotisserie. Did about 6 ounces, so 2 servings, 3 ounces. And then we got our totals for the day, which is really convenient. Kind of keep check. So I hit, what, probably just under 2,200 calories, 216 grams of carbs, 69 grams of fat, and then 195 protein, which is good because I like to get that protein as high as I can, which is a little bit harder, obviously, with keeping the fats low because a lot of meat, so I have a little bit of fat, so that adds up. But that's it. That's everything I got for you. Appreciate the likes, comments, everything. I like hearing your guys' feedback and stuff. And yeah, now it'll be chill. So we'll do a giveaway in the next one, which I think we're gonna do another home workout with this quarantine situation going on. But yo, that's the diet. That's really it. It's not much to it, but shoot, man, this soup's making me like sweat. I think it might be some kind of, you know, thermogenic fat burning effect with the soup. But what do I know? I'm JustMerk. Thanks for watching.